Welcome back to Beer Brackets, everybody. Huge one. I've been wanting to try this beer for so long. Alessandro's been telling me about it. It is Oktoberfest season. The Sierra Nevada Oktoberfest. I love Sierra Nevada. I love their pale ale. I love their celebration IPA. I've loved all of their beers that I've tried up to now. Got their Torpedo that we reviewed, one of, if not my favorite IPAs in the world. Sierra Nevada, such an awesome brewery. And you brought this down. You came to visit me for my 40th birthday recently. Brought me down some beers. Good old beer Santa. Florida beer Santa.
I had to, my friend. I had to. There's no way I would come and visit you and not bring you some beers. That's just part of the deal.
Exactly. That's just not what good beer friends do. They don't visit and not bring beers. What's so cool about the Sierra Nevada Oktoberfest is every year they have a different collab with a different German brewery. This year it is with the, and I know I'm pronouncing this wrong, the Störtebeker? Störtebeker?
Sounds right. That's how I would say it, at least.
Sounds good. This is very specific to this year because of this collaboration. So very, very special to get to try this. Thank you again for bringing it down, buddy.
Pleasure.
And this is your, remember, this is your hurricane beer.
It always is, my friend. Like, at least it has been in certain times. But Oktoberfest beer in general is kind of like my safety net. So now you get to try my hurricane beer as well.
If you're not sure what we're talking about, go check out that Beer Explorer episode where Alessandro told that amazing story about it being your hurricane beer. This lowly Canadian that does not get Sierra Nevada beers is getting to try this one. Let's jump right into this. There's no need to wait. It's Oktoberfest. Let's celebrate.
I love the color of the can. Like, it's just so festive.
It's eye-catching, as you said.
It's very eye-catching.
Yeah. Oh, that aroma smells good. Here we go.
There it is.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Damn, I was sure I cleaned this glass properly and still bubbles. I can't get it. I can't get it down. If anybody has glass cleaning tips, let me know. Like, at least the bubbles go away pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But it's for that first pour shot, you want it to be nice and clear and crisp. And I always get those bubbles.
All right, my friend, aroma cheers.
Aroma cheers, buddy. What do you think?
Ooh, nice.
That's really nice. That's really nice.
One of the things that always strikes me with Sierra Nevada beers is that they are very good at showcasing the character of the hops. They are almost the first thing that I always smell in all of their beers, and it's very pleasant. Like, it's lightly herbal. It has this very unique, almost like spicy character to it. It's more, obviously, way more mellow than the pale ale and especially the Torpedo, right? Like, we're not talking those levels. But they're there. Rich, malty presence that is goes hand in hand with the hop presence. So it's like this nice, beautiful dance, like that starts right away and takes you into this intriguing lure that, like, just luring back you into the glass.
Oh, it really does.
My friend, I'm really enjoying this. I just really, really want to get into the glass. So 2.5, I think, is where I'm going to start.
I agree. This is really unique. You can definitely pick out whether it's the yeast or what it is, but there's a Sierra Nevada character you can pull out of this that's really reminiscent of, especially their pale ale. So it's very Sierra Nevada-y right off the hop, but like you said, really sort of sweet, more malt that's there that greets you. It's very bready. You can smell a little bit of the hop on there too, but just like a fresh loaf of bread. It's really beautiful. 2.5 is perfect, man. I'll match you on that score. This is really interesting that the head kind of completely died down. Do you want yours too? Mine just looks like
it's
apple
very
juice.
faint. There's not much.
All right, we'll see how the mouthfeel does later on, but now we got to take our first sip. I'm so excited to try this.
Let's go, my friend.
Cheers, man. They have a different collab every year. Do you find the taste or character of the beer changes a lot year to year?
I mean, obviously, it's, when they're a year apart, it's difficult to pinpoint specific characteristics, right?
That's right.
But
you'd have to really have them side by side.
There is definitely a difference from year to year, a difference in how the balance is approached. That's probably the best way I can think. Sometimes they're a little bit more leaning more towards the malt.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I find this year a little bit more like, I don't know if it's just me, but I find the hop presence to be a little bit more prominent. And obviously there's that underlying... It's
really hoppy.
Yeah, there's that tone that is classic Sierra Nevada, like be it the yeast, be it I think it's mostly the character of the hops, like that they use in the blend. But I just find that it has that very unique presence. The malt, though, is compared to any of the other offerings that they have, is what really makes this very unique and standing out, because there's this rich, just like you said, like that breadiness that really brings a lot of different character here to the table. I'm sticking with the 2.5, my friend. I want to go back to take another sip, so that is always a good sign.
This is really complex. I was not expecting it to be this complex. Actually, I should have, because it's Sierra Nevada, and they generally produce beers that are really deep in flavor. We've tried a couple of different fest beers lately, and they're all a little bit different, but they're all along the same road. You kind of know what to expect with them. This is really unique. It's very deep, malty, bready, but then there's this really strong, bitter kick of hops. Nice, sharp bitterness. Really kind of tart, kind of piney. Really nice. It's really fresh. Makes you want to go in for another sip. I'll match you. 2.5. This is really interesting. It's like the taste is divided in two. Really deep, bready malt and then hop, and they're completely separate.
Yeah.
I find. And it's like this two-part taste that I'm really enjoying, and it's really complex and unexpected. All right, buddy. Tradition. We got to do a mouthfeel refresher here. Be honest with you, I think this might be where this beer might lose a little bit of ground for
right
me. I'm kind of a little bit disappointed by this head. I would love this beer to have just a little bit more body to it, but hey, what do you think?
While you were speaking about the taste, like, it kind of made me realize one important thing that I never thought about. I find that this specific version of the interpretation of fest beer, it almost like is bringing two styles, like the fest beer, like a more Munich style lager, but also specifically the American pale ale.
Oh, 100%.
It's these two elements somehow combined. Obviously leaning more towards the Munich style fest beer, because that's the style that they're going for. But because of the hop presence and how it's defined, like, it's almost like leaning a little bit to that pale ale.
I agree with you, and I disagree with you. I agree with what you just said, leaning towards an American pale ale, but I think I would disagree that it's more identifiable as a fest beer. If you didn't tell me what this was, I would guess a pale ale.
Yeah.
But it has those fest beer qualities at the same time, too.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. It's so interesting.
I think it's one of those things, my friend. It's like, those pictures, depending on what you look at, like, is it like...
Is it a goat or is it a boat?
Exactly. That's kind of like this beer, what this beer is. Like, depending on where you approach it from. I would be very curious to try this on tap, on a Luker tap even specifically.
Yes.
That would be next
my God,
level, right?
Absolutely.
But like, if we take away those extra elements, and we're just reviewing what we have here in the glass, I will say that the carbonation is lacking a little bit. I would like it to be a little bit more lively, a little bit more intense, and cleansing the palate a little bit more. It does, after you've taken a couple of sips, it leaves a little bit of lingering, I don't want to say it like oiliness, but there is a little bit of a presence on your palate. And while it's very refreshing because of the hop character, I think for me it doesn't quite make it up to that, like the same level as the others. So I think I'm going to go with a 1.5, my friend, like middle of the road, a lot of good character, but probably not my favorite mouthfeel.
Yeah, that's where this beer kind of lets you down a little bit. And I hate saying that about a Sierra Nevada beer, and I hate saying that about a Sierra Nevada Oktoberfest beer, which I'm so excited about. I would just love more carbonation in this, and it goes a little bit more on the heavier, more oily route, exactly like you said. Mm-hmm. But man, would I love it if it was just a little bit more sharply carbonated. I think that would just take this beer to a whole other level. They went a different direction with it. It is what it is. 1.5 for sure. All right, as a finish, what do you think?
So the finish is quite intriguing. And I think that's where that battle of pale ale and fest beer really comes into play. There's a little bit of hint of it in the aroma. Taste, you kind of like get it. And then you get to the finish. And it's almost like this interchangeable dance between, I'm a pale ale. Nope, I'm a fest beer. No, and then it keeps going back and forth, right? And then it leaves you like wondering, what did I just drink? Which I'll be honest with you, my friend, I don't think there's many beers that I've had that change that much, like constantly, especially on the finish. I want to just judge it as the experience it is, and it's very intriguing. So I'm going to go with a 2.5 because it's just like, I don't know, like I can't, I like it. Finish is what like bringing me back into the glass.
Oh man, you hit the nail on the head. I was kind of torn with this, and every time you take a sip, it's almost like a different beer. Mm-hmm. It changes so much. Like you said, it goes between lager, pale ale. Like for me, I'm still of the opinion that it leans more towards a pale ale because there's just that really sharp hop kick on the finish. Like it's bitter. It's malty too, but it's bitter.
Yeah.
Both back and forth. Like you said, every time you take a sip, it's one or the other. It throws me off. Every time I take a sip, I'm just like, what am I drinking? What is this beer? I'm expecting like, this lager. I'll go, I've matched you all the way up to now. I'm going to go with a 2 just because I think it's a little scattered, but intriguing. So definitely above middle of the road, but a 2. I think a strong 2 for me.
It's fair, my friend.
Now, buddy, as an overall beer experience for Sierra Nevada Oktoberfest Festbier, the 2025 collab with Störtebeker. You tell us. Is it Beaker, Becker? Let us know. How would you rate the overall beer experience?
So, my friend, I think this might be a little interesting, like hearing where I'm going to land here. Allow me this.
I'm intrigued. I'm ready. Let's go.
So, I think there's a lot of different things happening with this beer. Analyzing each single element, like it's bringing in one direction. I think as an overall, I'm going to land with a 2. And here's why.
You read my mind.
I think it's intriguing. It's extremely well done, but it's one of those beers where, like, if in a sense, if I'm expecting more of the fest beer character, this is leaning a little bit more towards the pale ale, which I like. Don't get me wrong.
It's a little misleading.
Yes, if I'm going for if I had to go for a second pint, if I'm really craving like a fest beer, I would probably have one and say, okay, I'm happy. I'm gonna try something different.
I'll have a Paulaner. I'll have a Weizenstephaner.
Yes, exactly.
I think the aroma of this beer is spectacular. Everything else after the aroma, I find intriguing, very well done, but a little confusing for what it's packaged and marketed as. That's not a bad thing. It's just, if I want a fest beer, exactly like you said, if I want a fest beer, I want something that's a little bit more lager-like. Nothing wrong with having hop character, but I want something a little bit more lager-like. And this is somewhere in the middle between that pale ale and lager. I like how you said it's a fun beer. It's a really fun beer.
It is.
To have one of these, to drink it, to experience the character of it, it's great. I recommend it. If you can get a can of this, if you see it on tap somewhere, you're lucky enough, try it. Would I buy a 12-pack of this? Would I choose this over the beers we recently tried, the Weizenstephaner and the Paulaner Fest beer? No. So I would go with a 2. So calculating our final scores, everybody, for myself, it came out to a 3.5 on 5, and for Alessandro, a little bit higher, 3.66 on 5. Still falls into that same category in our beer rating system, a great beer. Dude, what an experience. Again, thank you so much for bringing this down.
Pleasure, my friend.
I think we kind of had the same final beer thesis about this beer.
We definitely did, my friend.
Yeah.
It was an interesting experiment, and it's an extremely fun beer. Like you said, recommended. Definitely something that I would put on my beer map.
Well, as always, let us know down below what you think about this one. Click that beer bell. It's going to let you know when we're hanging out in the pubs. You can join Alessandro and myself, have a beer along with us.
Yeah, and no matter what you do, don't forget to close your beer brackets.
Never forget. Happy Oktoberfest, everybody.
Oktoberfest. Cheers. Prost.